Horoscope for Cancer, Wednesday, 29 April 2026. Welcome to CosmologicaLab. You feel that pressure in the air, Cancer. It's a vibration you can't ignore, like when the sky turns from a plum gray just before a summer storm breaks out. It is not a tension that seeks to frighten you, but one that shakes you to stop sleeping in the comfort of the known. Today, the cosmos presents you with an intriguing challenge, a kind of puzzle where the pieces do not seem to fit the first, but it is precisely in that effort to unite them where your true mastery resides. You feel that there is something that has to change, a necessary friction that pushes you to move, not to stay static on the edge of your own life. That intensity that you perceive in the environment manifests itself in you, in your own presence, as an expansion that you cannot contain. You feel an unusual vitality, almost electric, touring your extremities, as if Jupiter were inflating your own self, giving you a confidence that, although somewhat overflowing, makes you feel able to face any ambush of destiny. It is as if, despite the cloud of tension that floats over your head, your body tells you that you have the strength to go through it, with a breast that expands and a look that, although somewhat restless, tirelessly seeks new horizons. Taking this energy to the ground of your ambitions and your sustenance, the panorama becomes dense, almost palpable. Imagine you're sitting in front of your computer, or maybe checking out a stack of bills, and suddenly you feel the weight of responsibility falls on your shoulders like a wet wool blanket. In your professional sphere, energy is a storm of activity. You have Mercury, Mars, Saturn, and Neptune converging at the same point in your working life. And that, Cancer, is a combination of an overwhelming power, but also of latent confusion. It's like you're trying to sail a ship in the middle of a thick fog. On the one hand, you have the urgency of Mars and the structure of Saturn that require results, order, and an almost military discipline. But on the other hand, Neptune dissolves the boundaries, making your goals seem, for moments, an unattainable dream or a task that fades between your fingers. You might find yourself at a virtual meeting where the instructions seem contradictory, or maybe reviewing an email that leaves you with a sense of uncertainty about the next step. The key here is in managing your resources. With Pluto's presence in your area of shared finances and Leo's influence on your area of personal income, there is a call for profound transformation. It's not just about making money, it's about understanding the value of your own shine. You may be tempted to spend to ease the tension, or the pressure of a debt that reminds you of your need for control. But remember, Saturn's structure is there to teach you that true abundance is born of constancy, not ephemeral luck. If we look now towards your well-being and your everyday habits, Jupiter's expansion invites you to a renewed vitality, but your routine asks for an anchor. It's like your body feels like running out, exploring, trying out a new kind of exercise, or radically changing your diet, driven by that Sagittarius energy that inhabits your habits. However, the tension you experience in other areas could result in a slight disorganization. You might find that you forget to drink water, or that your diet becomes somewhat erratic because of the fast pace of the day. Don't let the rush make you neglect the essentials. A small gesture, such as preparing a nutritious meal calmly, or simply deciding that from a certain time the mobile stays in another room, can be your salvation. Your body is asking you to channel that expansive energy into something constructive. It is not about doing more, but about doing more with intent. Use the strength of your vitality to establish a new order, one that is not a prison, but a radiance where your health can flourish without external pressures. If we delve into the depths of your heart and your bonds, it is where energy becomes more complex and, at the same time, more beautiful. Today, your emotional world is an ocean with very strong currents. The moon, your regent, is in your home, in your most intimate space, but it is struck by the opposition of Mars and Saturn. This can manifest itself as a feeling of heaviness in the house, perhaps a touch with a relative, or the feeling that domestic responses are suffocating you. It's that moment when the noise of the fridge or the sound of a neighbor irritates you more than normal. Because what really bothers you is the internal tension you don't know how to express. However, not everything is shadow. The presence of the Sun and Uranus in your social sphere offers a luminous escape path. Despite the tension in the house, you could receive an unexpected notification on social networks, a message from a friend that makes you laugh, or an invitation to a group that gives you back the feeling of belonging. There is a spark of novelty in your friendships that invites you to look beyond your walls. And even though in your deeper or more intimate relationships, you feel the need for a more serious structure, typical of Capricorn, the intensity of Scorpio in your area of passion reminds you that love is also transformation. Do not be afraid of deep conversations, even if they are uncomfortable. Sometimes, something needs to be broken so that the light can enter. Your mind, that sacred space where you process reality, is today in a process of refinement. With Virgo's influence on your communication, your brain is scanning every detail, searching for mistakes, seeking perfection. It's that mental click that happens when you finally understand a complex concept after hours of study, or when you manage to organize a list of tasks that seemed impossible. But be careful, because Mercury's quadrature with Jupiter can cause your mind to disperse, that you try to cover too much and hot springs with a sense of mental saturation, as if they had too many open eyelashes in your brain's browser. On the other hand, the presence of Pisces on your spiritual horizon and the influence of Venus on your unconscious invite you to seek the answer in silence. Do not look for the solution only in cold logic. Look in your dreams, in your intuitions, in that whisper that comes when you are in the shower or looking out the window. You could have a sudden revelation, an idea that seems to come from another world, and that gives you the key to resolving a conflict that was chasing you. Today's wisdom is not in the noise of argumentation, but in the stillness of understanding. If you feel today that you need to do a ritual to transmute this tension and find clarity, I propose a tension alchemy. It is a simple but powerful process to release the burden you feel in your chest. Get a piece of paper and a pen. In a moment of calm, write down everything that is irritating you today. That email you don't want to answer, that word that hurt you, that responsibility that you feel like a burden. Don't hold back, let your hand flow. Once you've poured all that load into the paper, visualize how a pure white light begins to wrap the paper, dissolving the letters, transforming anguish into simple, powerless information about you. Then break the paper into very small pieces, almost as if it were dust, and throw it away in the outside trash or in the toilet, thanking that energy is leaving your system. Finally, wash your hands with cold water and some soap, imagining that the water takes away any residue of that irritation, leaving you clean and renewed. To accompany this energy and help you maintain balance, for today I propose the light blue or mint green color. These tones have the ability to calm the overexcited mind and refresh perception when Neptune's fog seems to cloud your judgment. You don't need to buy anything new. If you have a mobile cover of this color, a notebook, or even if you can use a small detail on your clothes, such as a handkerchief or socks, use it as a visual anchor. Every time your eyes wear that color, remember that you have the power to keep calm in the middle of the storm, and that clarity always comes back after the rain. Remember that the important thing is not the object itself, but the intention you place in it. Trust that every challenge you face today is, in fact, a stepping stone to a stronger and wiser version of yourself. You will see that, by the end of the day, what seemed like unbearable pressure today will have become the force that has allowed you to move forward. Have a good day, dear Cancer. Subscribe to CosmologicaLab so you don't miss the next video. Give it a like if it resonated with you, and let us know in the comments what you thought. See you in the next video.